Hi guys, in today's session I am going to explain scanline polygon fill algorithm program. Okay, so before going to that, I will explain how to trace this program. For that I will consider some example. Okay, one example. So here the main concept of scanline polygon fill algorithm is that is to fill the color inside this polygon. This is one polygon and we need to fill the color inside this polygon. So the question they might ask that explain scanline polygon fill algorithm, determine the content of the active edge table to fill the polygon with vertices A2, 4, B4, 6, C4, 1. So based on the question we need to plot this polygon for y is equal to 1 to y is equal to 6. They will provide they will mention all these things in a question. So based on this question we need to find out the points. Okay, so here the first thing is that the C is connected to A as well as the B. Okay, the C is connected to both A as well as the B. So first thing is that I need to find out the first edge, that is CA. Okay, afterwards I am going to find out the edge CB. So the value of C is, in the question only they have mentioned that 4, 1 as it is. The value of A is 2, 4. Okay, here for that we need 3 blocks will be there. Based on these blocks we are going to calculate the global edge table. Okay, I will explain now. So in this block or in these 3 blocks it consists of y max, x, y minimum as well as 1 divided by m. M represents the slope. So here C of 4, 1, A of 2, 4. While considering these 2 points, the maximum y value is 4 here. Compared to 1, the 4 is greater. So that's why I will consider 4 here. And then the minimum y value is how much? 1. With respect to corresponding x-axis is 4. So 4 as it is. So m means what? Slope. Okay, the slope formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so here x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. The final value is 3 divided by minus 2. So 1 divided by m means that inverse. Okay, so minus 2 by 3. So we are getting one block over here. That's it. So in this way we are going to calculate the global edge table. So what is meant by this global edge table? So here, so this is your global edge table. Okay, so here y is equal to 1 to 6. In the question only they have mentioned that y is equal to 1 to 6. So that's why I am taking y is equal to 1 to 6. Okay, y is equal to, that's it. So it consists of y is equal to 1 to 6. The first letter is C. Why? Because in the question y is equal to 1. So we need to consider the value whose y value is equal to 1. So in the question here the y value is 4. Here the y value is 6. Here the y value is 1. So that's why I am taking the letter C over here. Okay, very simple. So here the C, the letter C is connected to, or the edge C is connected to A as well as the B. So that's why it consists of 2 nodes. Okay, so what are all the values that I am going to fill, I will explain later. So next, y is equal to 2. In the question y value is equal to 2. Is there any value whose y value is equal to 2? No. Here the y value is 4, here the y value is 6, here the y value is 1. So the value for y is equal to 2 is null. In the same way, y is equal to 3. Here the y value is 4, 6, 1. So for y is equal to 3 also the value is null. In the same way, for y is equal to 4, is there any value whose y value is equal to 4? Yes. For edge A, the y value is 4. So that's why I am mentioning it as A. Okay. So in the question A, is connected to C as well as the B. For the edge C, I have already mentioned. So there is no need to consider the edge C once again. So I will mention the last edge, that is B. Okay. So that's why it consists of only one node. Okay. That's it. So the next, for y is equal to 5, there is no y value for the value 5. Okay. So that's why the value is null. So for y is equal to 6, here yes, b is equal to 4, 6. For the edge B, the value is 6. So but the B edge is already connected to A as well as the C. So we are already mentioned here. So there is no need to mention once again for this edge B. Okay, so I will explain here. C is connected to A as well as the B. So we are already mentioned for the B with respect to C. So then B is connected to A. So we are already mentioning with respect to A. So that's why there is no need to consider one more node over here. Okay, very simple. So here we are already calculated for the value CA is equal to 4 4 minus 2 by 3. So that's why I will mention the same value in the global edge table. That's it. Okay, so 4 4 minus 2 by 3. So in the same way CB, because the edge C is connected to A, so the edge A with respect to A we are already calculated. So with respect to B, now I am going to calculate. Okay, so the value of C is 4 comma 1, the value of B is 4 comma 6. So the same formula, y max x comma y minimum 1 divided by m. So in between these 2 points the maximum y value is 6, so 6 as it is. The minimum y value is how much? 1. With respect to x is 4, so 4. Next slope formula, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. 6 minus 1, 4 minus 4. The answer is 0. So 1 divided by m here. So 1 divided by m means, the inverse means, the answer once again it is 0. So that's why 6 4 0. Okay, so the CB value I am mentioning here. Okay, here 6 4 0. So the value for y is equal to 2, there is no value. 3, there is no value. And for y is equal to 4, we have mentioned it as A. So A with respect to B I need to calculate now. Okay, for with respect to C I have already calculated. Okay, so AB, the value of A is 2 comma 4, the value of B is 4 comma 6. So the same formula, the maximum y value here is 6, the minimum y value is 4, with respect to x is 2, and the slope formula 6 minus 4 divided by 4 minus 2, that is how much? 2 divided by 4 minus 2 is 2, 1. M value is equal to 1. 1 divided by m is 1 divided by 1. Once again the answer is 1. So okay, the answer is 6 to 1. So the same node value I am representing it in the global edge table. Okay, 6 to 1. So this is your global edge table. This global edge table acts as an input for the active edge table. Okay, so now I will explain the active edge table. So that active edge table can be created from this global edge table. Okay, so here this is your active edge table. Okay, so 4 4 minus 2 by 3, 6 4 0. All these things you will get from the global edge table, the same formula, but it starts with the null node and it ends with the null node, but here we are having these two values, so we need to calculate once again. So here 4 4 minus 2 by 3 and then 6 4 0 for the first iteration. Okay, so here for the first iteration consider that this middle value as x1 and this middle value as x2. So we need to calculate x1 comma, and this for I is equal to 1, this I value acts as y1 as well as the y2. This I value acts as both y1 as well as the y2. So x1 comma y1 means 4 comma 1, x2 comma y2 means 4 comma 1. So in this way we are getting the first point. Okay, so in this way we are getting the first point. Based on these points we are going to color the polygon, we are going to color inside the polygon. Okay, very simple. So in the same way for I is equal to 2, this node acts as the input. So 4 4 minus 2 by 3, 6 4 0 for I is equal to 2. So here for I is equal to 2, is there any node? No, right? There is no node over here. So increment the value of x with the slope. Here the value of x is how much? 4. The value of x is 4. So x plus del x by del y. So increment the value of x with the slope means Here the x value is 4 plus minus of 2 by 3. This is your x1 and this is your x2. Please be careful. And this is your y1. This I value acts as y1 as well as the y2. Very simple. So -12 minus 2 divided by 3, that is 10 divided by 3, which is approximately equal to 3.3. This is your new x1 value, and the new x2 value is increment the value of x with the slope, that is 4 plus del x by del y, that is 4 plus slope value is here is 0. So the new x2 value is 4. So with respect to x1 y1 means x1 y1 x2 y2. x1 is 3.3, y1 is the same 2. Next x2 is 4 and the y2 value is 2. So this is your new x1 y1 x2 y2 value. So you are getting the second point. So in this way you are going to iterate the value. Okay, in this way you are going to iterate the value up to 6, because here we are having the up to 6 iterations. So that's why we are going to calculate in this way. So this is the basic tracing of Scanlane polygon algorithm. Okay. So this is the working program of Scanlane polygon fill algorithm. So initially I have explained that how to trace that program. So the main agenda of this program is to fill the polygon inside region. Okay, that's it. Okay. So now I will explain the code of this program. So here it consists of that standard library.h, studio.h, glut.h, all these are header files, that's it. Okay, so here in this program we have taken the 4 points, 4 edges, so that's why it will mention it as x1 x2 x3 x4 y1 y2 y3 y4. It consists of 4 edges in this program. Okay, so here is that all these things, that y2 minus y1 and then this slope formula, all these things I have explained initially. Okay, so here this GL color 3f. Okay, so what is meant by this? After it will take the 3 arguments. Okay, here GL color 3f means it will take the 3 arguments, that is R, G as well as the B. Okay, so after you use GL color 3f, everything you draw will be in that color. So here the color R as well as the G will be set as 1. Okay, next is that GL begin GL underscore points. So it will treat each vertex as a single point. Okay, so here this scan fill algorithm, so that this edge detect as well as it will function it as the, in order to find out the x1 as well as the y1 value. So that I have already explained initially this x1 and then y1 value, how to get these values here. Next is that x1 y1 x2 y2. So all these things are the values for your polygon, that's it. Okay, x1 y1 x2 y2, that's it. Okay, next is that GL clear GL color underscore buffer underscore bit. So it will indicates that buffers currently enabled for the color writing, that's it. Okay, so here the GL color 3f, it will set the color of that value. It means here the R, G, B, here the B value is set it as 1, that's it. Next GL begin GL underscore line underscore loop. What is meant by this GL begin? It's possible to connect all the edges by using this function. Okay, we can connect the edges by calling this function. So it consists of how many edges? 4 edges, that is x1 to x4. So we can connect all these edges by calling this function, that's it. So this clear color function is there, and then color 3f function, and then this matrix mode GL underscore projection. So this matrix mode, it will set the current mode of this operation. For example, it consists of that three operations, that is that GL texture, GL color, as well as the GL model view. All these operations will be there in this case, that is GL matrix mode. What is meant by this? GL texture means for example, it applies the subsequent matrix operation to the texture. Or the color means what? It will apply the color matrix, that's it. And then GL model view means what? It applies the subsequent matrix operation to the model view, that's it. Okay, so here, next, glut init function, that is the argument function. And then glut init display mode. So that glut single means what? Only one frame buffer is there. So only one frame buffer is used to draw as well as to display the content. So in some situation that we would use that glut double. The double means what? The two frame buffers are used, so that one frame buffer is used for the drawing and the another is one for the display. Okay, that's it. Window size, it is used to set the window size. So that window position, it means it will be your width as well as this will be your height, that's it. Window position. And display function, it is used to display that function. And then the create window means what? You are just naming the window, naming the window, output window, that's it. Okay, filling a polygon using scanline algorithm. So here, so we are just naming the window, output window, that's it. For that reason we are using that function. So here there are two options will be there, right? So fill polygon as well as the empty polygon here. So for that we are creating one menu, so that if the menu entry means fill polygon, it means the two entries will be there. The first entry is to fill the polygon and the second entry is that the empty polygon. In order to provide the two options, we are using this menu function over here. So how we can attach this menu function in the program? By calling this function glut attach menu, glut right button. It means when you press the right button, the two options will be displayed, that is fill polygon as well as the empty polygon. Then you can select any one of this option by clicking, that's it. Okay, so this is the output of your program. Okay, so already have told that it consists of how many edges? Four edges, that is x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, as well as the x4 y4. So inside this polygon we need to color, and this is the main agenda. For that situation, for that reason, all these formulas and all these values are there, that's it. Okay, this is your scanline polygon fill algorithm, and it's very important concept for your theory also. Okay, I've shared that video also, so please go through it. Thank you.